Hello and welcome. It's Cosmic Christy Channel. Woo woo! I'm sorry. I'm having to blow off a little bit of extra negative intensity that's coming in. Transmute. And now. I think it might have to do a lot with some of this energy that I'm going to be talking about. So, first of all, thank you for coming back, Cosmic Christy Channel. And this week we are going over the Mayan calendar, the way that they energize and the way that they, in the Mayan times, looked at each day, and the harmonies and the energies and the tones that each day gives. We are then starting off learning numerology by looking deeper into these tones and numbers. So I'm building up into teaching numerology. So some of the information that I'm given, you might be like, oh, it's tone 2, I'm learning about twos, and what if I see 222, what does that mean? But they're getting this deeper meaning into these numbers, and what we're learning is that everything has vibration. My name has vibration. This piece of paper has vibrations. So the numbers, and especially the numbers that your name, like my name is Christy, when people call me Christy, that's a different vibration than when they call me Cosmic Christy. And then how do we come up with that? And it's numerology. So learning these tones through 13 will give us a really good idea of these numbers. And then as we start looking at different people that we may be interacting with, then we'll have more information on that. Not just what sign are you, because come on, we know we could ask, what sign are you? Okay, that really doesn't jive with the vibe you're giving me. So what's your rising sign? Oh, that really doesn't vibe. Where's your moon and where's your ascendant? So this just gives you some extra help, and we've got some cheat sheets when we get there, and maybe even possibly some apps coming. But for today, it's a second day in a row, and I'm really trying to make a commitment. I am making a commitment to be here every day, and I've had a 2-day, so we'll soon figure out what that means. First of all, very important, I want to go each day, go over a little bit. If you don't have time, this kind of be an encompassing where we are with the moon. And we will have a new moon of Virgo. It's actually tomorrow, but Central Standard Time at 12:29 a.m. is when we'll have the beautiful new moon of Virgo. And you may know a little bit about new moons and full moons and what that means. Great. If you were like me 4 months ago, I wasn't really sure of any of what the moons meant and how maybe I could utilize those energies to help me in my path, especially through transitions, and especially whenever we're taking account of the things that we know we should work on, and we know that we need to get rid of in order to let new things in. It's so easy as humans, and especially in the 20th century that we're in now, we're used to everything instant, everything now. And I don't want to let go of anything, right? I don't want to clean out my closet. There ain't no way I want to clean out my closet. One day maybe I'll show you my closet. You would know I don't like to clean out my closet. But why? Because I might need that one thing later on. And trends come back in style, so then I won't have to purchase something later on. However, if your closet is like mine, there's no room to add anything. heck, I don't even really know what's in there. When I go digging, everything I need might be in there, but I haven't made room for anything new. And that's the same thing with your life and your moons. So, on your full moons, which we've passed and moving forward, I'll make sure that we are watching it and ticking down days of when this next full moon arises, because during that full moon, which is always, prior to the new moon, you want to let go of things in your life that aren't serving your higher purpose. And it's a time that you really reflect and look at what's going on. What are your goals? What are some challenges that you've had, maybe in relationships or with other people? And you'll write those down and want to give those away in that full moon. And so when the new moon comes, then you have room in your closet for the items to get you through that next month, the things that you're working on. So everybody, if you can take 5 minutes and think about what changes or what coming into your life would help you with your goals and your missions, and what intent do you have. Intent is very important. So I can ask for, please God, universe and angels and Jesus is my ascending master that I talk to, Mary, please bring me abundance, is a great example. Well, the universe wants to know, what are you going to use that abundance for? And so that's intent. And that can go with anything, with helping me talk to my lover in a more understanding manner, for helping me get in a better video schedule. So really take time before you go to bed tonight and write down a couple of things that new moon in Virgo is going to do for you. And most important part is, what is the intent for that gift? And chart what happens. Let's see. So that new moon is tonight at 12:29, and again, that's Central Standard Time. And as you know, yesterday we started with the Mayan calendar, with the energies of the day and the tone for the day. So the Mayans had a universal symbols, and they used signs, is what they called them, for each day of the month to give them an idea of what energies they would be dealing with. And then also there was a tone. So there's 13 tones, and a tone is always assigned to that day as well. So for today, Tuesday, September 19th, 2017, and I know you guys know I don't do buttons. I call it buttons. I call technology, or current technology, buttons. So I'm using my little whiteboard. And again, this is numerology, but I also just want to show you how you get down to this one number, which then we can read about, and this can be assigned to different people that you're going to meet, that you might not know. So many different things that we can use these numbers for. Also give you an idea, if you pull up to a house and you get a weird vibe, look at those numbers, add them up. What is the vibration of that place? Because yes, there is a vibration, especially when there's a number assigned to it. There is an overall vibration and frequency that you can lend to know and have some intuition about before entering into a conversation or entering into the building. So September is the 9th month. We have day 19, year 2017. If we add those up, then we're going to get 29. And so we just continue adding. So 2 plus 9 equals 11, which is an energy of itself. but for these purposes and for the Mayan calendar, we will add 1 and 1 again to get one number, and that number is 2. And I've learned a lot about 2 preparing for this video, so I hope it's helpful. So if number 1 is your masculine symbol, and number 1 is your Zeus, if you will, excuse me, then 2 is the feminine side. So again, balance, which is all what we're looking for in every aspect of our life right now, and is really what ascension of us, humanity, and the earth is all about. So amazing. We started yesterday with 1, this masculine energy, and today we have the feminine energy of number 2. I will get into that shortly, but first we will start with day 19 on the Mayan calendar is the sign of the blue storm. And I don't know about you, but today has been a little stormy. And here is your symbol. It's the blue storm. And again, some of you might have these in your natal Mayan charts. And there is a link that I can send you. I'm going to get in touch with them since I'm doing this week and have a link for you to get some of this information and do your natal if you're interested. But day 19 is the storm. It catalyzes. It's the essence is energy, power, and self-generation. The blue storm is the final task, day, in the cycle to transform the energy to the next level, which was all what we're looking for. Storm is a day of great potential as well as great difficulty, and deals directly with how we interact with everything around us. And that includes people, the planet, animals, and the divine. You know, how are we interacting with people? Are we still that mirror that we had yesterday, which we always are? That mirror, whatever we're putting out is exactly, what we need to be working in ourselves, those things that anger us. So the difficulties can come in any instance where we are out of harmony with our community. They are there to highlight where we are straying from our path and to offer up potential to course correct. Now, that is the beautiful thing. When we have this knowledge and we can be conscious enough to realize when we get an urgent phone call that we've got to drive an hour away because someone's debit card doesn't work, which just happened. So, deep breath. What is all the information? And let's see if there's a way to balance out the situation for everyone's good, which is why I'm still here doing this video today. Just a little example. The Maya connects storm days with the power of rain. Rain can nourish plants that feed us and cleanse the earth, and likewise, as we're way too aware, it can destroy utterly through floods and raging storms. If we equate rain with life force energy, we can see how management of our energy can affect our reality. Use the storm day to examine how your individual energy signatures are operating in the field of all possibility, and see where and how you are creating what you desire, or are you blocking it? So, wow. Within ourselves, and especially newly conscious cosmic writers like me, we forget this very fast because we don't want it to be about us, honestly. You know, our old us and the old energy, we want it to be about somebody else. No, I'm fine. You're making me feel like this, so therefore it's not me. I can just keep going and doing whatever I want. You need to make the change. And what consciousness in general and the divine and Gaia and the angels and ascended masters and pretty much every part of this process that all humanity is going through is teaching this right here. It's teaching us that the change is within us. What we see on the outside of someone else that's really nagging us is not them. Is it something in us? Is it something that we haven't forgiven ourselves for? Is it a program that subconsciously we don't even realize we're in? So I see this as really positive, because if we can just get to the point where we can acknowledge that, hey, yeah, it's raining outside. It's a storm day. There's a lot of stuff going on. However, within myself, I can take one step at a time and analyze and get a balance of energy. So I'm not putting all my energy on driving to Waxahachie right now in a situation that I can make a phone call and treat people with respect and get some help, and then still be allowed to be with you making this video right now. So that just happened in my life, and feels like it fits perfectly into the storm day. The tone for today, like we just went over, was 2. So on tone 2 for the Mayans is lunar, and it stabilizes. Power to polarize. Essence is challenge. Lunar days are all about the delicate balance between opposing forces that create a whole. Sun and moon, light and dark, yin and yang, joy and sorrow. Without the opposing force that defines the other, one cannot exist. So today is a day to see the harmony and balance of seeming opposites and how they are actually the other part of the whole. I tell my 9-year-old all the time, this is something that I've said to him since he was real little, and so now it's programmed in him, and he's just now starting to get it. But when there's good, there's always bad. So if there's a big life change and you get to buy a brand new house and you're getting to move, well, yeah, hey, we're excited, we're going to be moving, and it's the house we've always wanted, but what's the downside? The downside is, hey, we got to get in gear, and we have to pack, and we need to get rid of some things, and you're going to be saying goodbye to some friends, but you're going to meet new friends over here. So this is 2 is just reminding everybody about this struggle between good and bad, and that there really isn't just a good and bad, that there's that 0 point of now where both exists, and that's okay. If you are experiencing challenges or struggles in your life, remember how, in a polarized state, we can see only one side of an issue at a time. While in a unified state, we can see the blessings and opportunities that are a part of the whole. So whatever's going on that we're dealing with right now, just remember that will balance out if you focus on what will bring you that balance, which is, again, what Blue Storm is telling us. Because if we are in a situation where we are going through transition, and it is a rough patch, but we only focus on the rough and we only focus on the bad, then guess what cosmically you're going to get? You're going to get the bad. So this is just a reminder to always remember that it's never as bad as it seems. For how bad it seems, there is a brilliant star of light on the other side just waiting to put new clothes in that cleaned out closet. Hoot hoot. So that leads us to 2. And since we're going on this path of numerology, I want to dig in a little bit more and give you some information on what is the vibration of 2. So whereas 1 is more of a masculine number, 2 is the opposite. So 2 is your feminine number. Twos have, if you want to picture a 2, kind of like your mother in the back of your head, reminding you of little things each day. Hopefully your mom isn't real overbearing. She's quiet in the back of your head as the 2, but she's intuitively reminding you, don't forget your jacket. It's a little chilly outside. Now you can listen to her or not, and if you don't listen to her, most of the time, she'll say, okay, well, you might get a little chilly. And if you don't take your coat, then the next time she says it and you were freezing, then you'll remember and you'll put your jacket on. That's a lot like a 2, the number 2. She is the most feminine of all numbers and the most understanding when it comes to power and strength. So again, not to say that men are stronger than women, because we are one human under God, but it's more subtle. So instead of mom yelling at you, you better get your coat or you're going to be freezing and I don't want to ever hear from you again. Hopefully you have a mom that's saying, okay, well, next time you'll remember because you're going to feel it. They try to keep the peace and avoid the conflict. So when 2s are coming up in any area of your life, remember that. Remember that it's subtle power, like that maidenly figure that is there to keep reminding you of things that you should pay attention to. Not only is a 2 feminine, but 2s are also incredibly strong and warrior-like. And if you start thinking about just the number in general, it's very flexible, right? So when things happen or disruptions or conflicts, this 2, if she was straight and it was a 1 and we tried to bend her to a 2, she'd just crack. But the 2 with these curves, she's able to be flexible and bend, which is what we should be doing, and it's what she's reminding us to do. Just like your mom, the 2 might be a little psychic as well, so it's a very intuitive number. It's also a very strong number. So when you see numbers 2, and now I'm going to jump to 22, because I know a lot of times, unless we are doing a numerology reading and trying to get an energy for a name and it depicts a 2, but coming from our video yesterday, and we were talking about these numbers that you see, and you keep seeing them, and you keep seeing 222, or gosh, I've had bills that have come out 2222, and I knew I needed to look it up and see what was going on. So in that aspect of angel numbers or synchronicities, 22 and 222 seem to be more of what we see and focus on when angels are trying to talk to us. So if we jump into knowing what we know about 2 now, and we jump into 22, it'll add a little bit more value to it. So again, if you didn't join us yesterday, synchronicities as you awaken, numbers for me were what I first started seeing a lot of. And it was just like, it's like a little angel on your shoulder that taps you and says, look at the clock. I wasn't looking at the clock. I wasn't paying attention to the time. But whenever I looked at the clock, there it was, 2:22. Or 22 again. You know, we could go, there's so many different ways that you can see it in books, in readings, whatever. So the meaning of number 22, in which 22 is a master number, and it's a builder number of the material plane, which is why, you know, you have to have some intuition. It's not all completely spiritual. You know, ones were a lot more on manifesting and creating, whereas 2s are helping you to align that in our human life, in our human vessels. The 22 expands from the number 11. However, and this is what's really cool about 22, and I didn't know this, you would think 44 would be stronger than 22, right? Because 11 times 2. However, there's 4 times the amount of power and energy and vibration in 22. So there is much more strength to use on the material plane, since it has the root number of 11. And 22 continues its path and is a source of energy into the material plane. The vibration of this number has a great deal of responsibility. Because of its great power, this number may have success, or there could be a disastrous downfall. So back to, are we listening to the intuition or are we not? Are we hearing the intuition, but we are blaming it on the outside and not taking into account our part and the changes that we need to make? So the overall meaning of the number 22 is about balance and precision. Again, it's a master number, and its full capacity is the master builder. At this stage, it can achieve what can hardly be imaginable, which is exactly what we're here to do. This age of Aquarius that we're entering into, and the awakened ones, and the star seeds, and creators, and the empaths, and soon to be every human on earth, are manifesting the unimaginable, right? I have my beautiful picture, which I'll bring this in and talk about at another time, because there's some wonderful information on this picture. It was actually drawn in 1492. It's a print. But mermaids, were the mermaids really real? Did this man who has his name back here, did he really see these? It's possible, right? And it's possible that we might see mermaids again if we choose to manifest them as a collective. So 22 is one of these master builder numbers that can help do this. 22s have the power to turn most ambitions and dreams into reality. This is probably the most successful of all numbers. This master number 22 bears motivational ideas It combines the vibration of 4, which makes it unlimited and yet very disciplined. So the extra now I'm going to stop reading, because the extra notes that I have for 22, I think maybe give a little bit more resonance. 22s will always offer to manifest things in a masterful way. This number has everything multiplied by 4. So you've got your energy, your power, and your responsibility. Because remember, this is manifesting on the material plane. So we're actually bringing both worlds of spirit and material together with 22. There's always a need to build that firm foundation. So when you're seeing these 22s, then why would you be seeing them? We're each going to have our own perception into the why, but it could be that related to your responsibilities. It could be related to your work or your profession or a transition, are manifesting that we aren't paying attention to the details. Could be one reason. Maybe we aren't taking into account the different people or the earth, or the groups, or the students, the people or that are going to be looking at it, buying it. Maybe we're not taking those into account, and there needs to be more balance and harmonization for it to be fulfilled the way that we intended it to be. The lessons put forth effort to make sure you are doing everything in your own power for your future. And it reminds us that the impact on our lives on our professional lives has an impact on our personal lives. So any of you that have been in the workforce or career ladder completely understand this. And I know some people don't like to accept it, but if you're seeing 22 a lot and you're at work and you're in a profession like I was, that you were really good at, that you didn't mind, but it left you feeling unfulfilled. So as a human being, we don't have compartments for those things. If you're seeing 22 a lot, it's reminding you that, work can't just stay at work. Although we'd love to do that, anything that you feel at work is not resonating with you for you. Of course you bring that home to your personal life. I mean, you can't help but. So that could be a reason that you're seeing 22 a lot. It's also stand in the awe of the power of 1, and you will find without cleverness and resilience and insight that 2 brings, 1 will even fall. So again, back to the whole mission of ascension of the earth and of humanity right now. A big part of it is bringing back that balance. And when I see 2 and I look at feminine, the messages I'm getting are, you can't have 1 without 2. It's kind of like which came first, right? The chicken or the egg. If 2 is the female side of things, which is your intuition, which is your emotion, which is all these valuable nurturing aspects that you have to have in order to be number 1 in its wholeness. If 1 is operating on Mars and 2 is Venus, yeah, Number 2, Venus, she can get her feelings hurt, and she can hold, you might want to bring her flowers every now and then. She's not going to make you say thank you every single time, but whenever she considerably does things for you over and over again, it's good to let her know. Whereas number 1, he knows he's one. He's number 1. So, you don't have to tell him how great he is all the time, although most ones always want to hear it. Let's be honest. However, one without the other is going to be unbalanced. And we're going to be in the situation that we're in now. So if you don't resonate with what I'm saying, if you tend to be more of an Aries, Mars, fire, then this is really meant for you. Because when you're going through ascension, what you have to do is clean out your closet. And we'll get deeper and deeper in with this, but the energies that are coming to our planet right now are making us clean out our closet. You can choose not to, and that is your choice. But if you don't, then as evolution begins to speed up, which we all know these days are going faster and faster, then when that time comes, you won't have room to add these values. And the values that I speak of are the values that for centuries have been overlooked. And they are emotion, intuitive, able to step back and analyze, harmonize the energies and balance the situation. Ask for help if needed. It's very important that if you are resonating with one, and I just did it. We're working on this right now. We as a collective are working on this right now. So that kind of brings it full picture, and I hope it helps a little bit explain just where the energies are with 2. So when we start learning numerology, or if you already know, that your name is a 2, or the company name, that you're trying to decide between this job and that job, and 1 equals to be a 2, then you already have that energy there, just with corporate culture, that even if they didn't do it on purpose, which a lot of them don't, has a little bit more nurturing energy and maybe a good fit. Number 2s, they're loyal and defend. They don't expect anything, like I just said. However, they can go and pout and get a little upset if it's just not noticed. It's kind of like, what is it, Thunder and Lightning? The movie, the car racing movie, and it was like thunder and lightning, and he's like, you're always lightning. Let me be the thunder, or whatever. I might have totally got that wrong, but hopefully it'll resonate. All right, so continuing on. 22 will give motivational ideas. The symbol is actually a cross. For balance, it would probably be more of the 30-90 cross, complete balance on all sides. Now, if you're seeing 222 a lot, I'm sure you can guess, just like Cosmin Christie, means don't stop, don't give up, you're almost there. So when you see that 222, then whatever you're manifesting, or whatever project you're in, or even whatever relationship or thought process, and again, remember, it might be difficult, you might be having some polarity, just remember to transmute some of that energy. Transmute means to change it. So if you're feeling a lot of anxiety because it's something new, just remember that to balance that energy out and then accept the flow to come in. 222 is a wake-up call that you're almost there. So it's that checkered flag. So whatever you do, whatever the circumstances, balance out as best you can and keep going. I'll also say that 221, so if you are seeing 221 or 112, 112, so again, 221 or 112, it means to keep the faith. Your seeds have been planted and they're going to grow. If you can just keep going with the same resonance and the same attitude and keep it balanced, that your prayers have been heard, your seeds have been planted, and just continue to manifest. If you see 200 or 202, so these are just different variations of numbers that might be showing up. For some reason, I was told to list out these other two, so we're almost done. 200 and 202. If you keep seeing those numbers over and over, your message is from God, Creator, Source, your higher self, whatever you call your divine. It wants you to know that you have not been abandoned. You haven't been abandoned. That closing doors, you may have the closed doors may have blinded you to the divinity that God has in store. So again, that's back to the 221 and 222. Just keep the faith. It's getting there, but at least it's a sign that God's with you and listening. So what else are you seeing that maybe you could see in just a little bit different perception, and that might be just the thing to tie the bow on and bring it all together? 224, I've just got one more. 224 and 244. So again, since 2s and 4s, we already know 22 is giving you 4 times because of the wonderful way our universe is put together mathematically. I would have never thought I would be using this many numbers. But 224, and if you're seeing 244, it means miracles are happening. And miracles are possible, and that the angels are with you. So that is it for today. I hope I didn't get off on too much of a tangent. I'm trying to make these around 30 minutes. Tomorrow we will, of course, be on the 3s, which are really exciting. 3, 6, and 9s give us a lot of information. 369 was the Tesla vibration. Also, we'll have our new moon, so I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm working on. So don't forget to clean out your closet just a little bit if you didn't do it on the full moon. Getting rid of a few things that you know that you don't need in your life. And I'm not talking just physical stuff, mental things, relationship things, maybe my mind just went blank because I'm thinking about mine. I need to stop being so critical of others, and I need to not react so fast. Those are things that I let go in the full moon to make room for some goodness. So I want to thank you all. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Please leave a comment and let me know if there's anything that you would want to hear about. I plan to finish the tones with the numbers, and then we will get into numerology and how you can quickly assess some people that you may be meeting by just knowing their name, getting some energies that way. I also have a series planned on health, since I have lost 125 pounds. It took me 9 years, but believe it or not, I'll even show you pictures. There's so many different things that we can talk about on these ascension plans, and so I just putting some together to make it cohesive for a week. So this week, that's what I've got planned. Next week, if you want to hear about the health stuff and diet, or intuitive thought, or if you want to go straight into numerology, let me know. So thank you to the all of the all of the all, for I am not, no way I'm not small. And can I get a amen from my trillion angels? And we all sing amen. Cosmic Christy, spreading love and hopefully a little bit of light. I'll talk to you soon.